Hello. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this week. And this week we're going to be talking about something that's actually a little bit older. We're diving a little bit deeper into theater today and talking about something called the Commedia dell'arte, and specifically Lazzi. So I'm really excited to talk about this. Commedia dell'arte was actually a style of theater that was in Italy, was very popular in Italy in the 1500s. So this decades-old style of theater was known for being very comedic and improvised. And it actually involved stock characters that were reused in different plot lines. We'll probably talk a little bit more about the Commedia dell'arte style here in a few weeks, but that's going to be a really information-heavy section, so I wanted to save it until we've done several more physical sessions first. That way you don't just get a whole information dump on you all at once. But anyways, so it involves stock characters that are reused in different plot lines. And these plot lines are actually normally improvised and based off of stock storylines as well. Love, money, and food being top contenders in this. Not unlike storylines today. If you think about it, if you go watch a movie, a lot of times movies and TV and theater productions are based off of these kind of storylines as well. It's carried over through the generations and the centuries to today as well. So Lazzi were really popular in this type of theater because it was so comedic. So Lazzi, which is actually the plural form of Lazzo, so we're talking about many Lazzos, Lazzi is the plural term for that. It's a little bit wonky, but they're Lazzi are comedic, physical, like bits or jokes within the storyline. And there are actually still Lazzi that are used today in theater and even movies and TV. We just don't know them by this term. But once you know what they are, then I really hope that you can recognize them, especially from kids' TV shows like on like Nickelodeon or Disney or that kind of thing. These are used all the time still. I can recognize them from everything. So they're always over the top and really exaggerated. And the overall goal of a Lazzo is to make the audience laugh. An example of this is if a phone or doorbell rings and the character learns it's their mother, so they frantically hide. A character tries to hide somewhere really obvious, like pretending to be a statue or putting a lampshade over their head and standing in a corner, or like twins switching places to try to get out of a problem, and then they end up getting into an even bigger trouble than before. And the picture example I have for this is actually from the movie called The Parent Trap. You all probably haven't heard of it, but I remember I watched that whenever I was your age, and it's about these twins that trade places thinking that, they're going to love each other's lives. They were separated at birth and they trade places, and it just gets terrible. They mess things up. So, anyways, blast from the past there. So the goals in creating your own Lazzo, there are some rules. Your Lazzo, the reactions that you have to what's going on have to be recognizable, obvious, and exaggerated. So this is your chance to be as big as you want. I know sometimes I tell you that you can't scream and make a huge fuss and whatever on stage, and that's normally the case, but with Lazzos, this is where it actually changes, and you can be as big as you want. Your reactions also must be multi-layered, so they have to have different parts to them. You can't just, for instance, we're going to be focusing on Lazzo, on a Lazzo of surprise. So for instance, a fainting Lazzo, you can't just drop straight to the ground, oh, and I'm over. You have to have multi-steps to it. So you, maybe you start shaking, you step back, you wipe your forehead, then you gasp, and then dramatically fall onto the floor or across a piece of furniture. If you want to drag it out even more, you could fall across a piece of furniture and then fall off of the furniture and roll across the floor, that kind of thing. But the goal is kind of like if you're saying a joke and you continue to add on to the joke to make people continue to laugh. You want to continue, drag out this Lazzo a little bit to make it really funny. So that is our really brief lesson in what it is. And so your assignment for this week actually is to create your own Lazzo of surprise. I'm so excited about this. The things that you need to remember with this is that you have to pretend your character is doing something normal, and then something exciting happens. Maybe they read something in the newspaper, they see something out the window, someone tells them something really crazy, they choke on their food, anything really. Your reaction to this exciting thing also has to have multiple steps to it. It can't just be one and done kind of thing. You have to have multiple steps to this. Your Lazzo can also involve multiple people, or it can just be yourself. Some examples, you can either copy an example here, or you can look up more examples, or you can create your own, whichever you want to do. Some examples are maybe you're brushing the hair and your hairbrush gets stuck in your hair. Maybe you answer a phone call and you get this terrible news, or you get this crazy news. Maybe you're cooking something and you burn your hand on the stove. Maybe you're drinking your morning coffee and you spill it in your lap and it burns you. Or maybe you drop your phone and, oh no, you have to pick it up, but you don't know if the spring's going to be broken or not. One of those kind of things. As for the multiple steps to it, if we're going to sit down and break down the brushing your hair and getting the hairbrush stuck, a few different steps that you can have to that are pretend like you're brushing your hair and the brush gets stuck. That starts the whole Lazzo. Then you try to gently untangle the brush, but it doesn't work. Then you pull a little bit harder and it still doesn't help. Then maybe you yank on the brush, you're panting, you're putting in all of your effort here. Then maybe you lay on the floor and you use your hands and your feet to try to pull it out. Maybe you call a friend for help and they still can't get it. And then with one final pull, the brush comes free and flies across the room. Or maybe it doesn't come out and the character just has to resign themselves to having the brush in their hair for the rest of their lives. Or maybe it cuts off at the last second as they're going to take scissors to it or something like that. Don't actually cut your hair. Don't actually burn your phone. Don't actually spill drink in your lap. Pretend like all of this is happening, by the way. So, but that's just an example. So what I want you to do today, over the next week, I guess, you don't have to do it today, but, send me a video of your Lazzi and include whether or not your parents are okay with us posting it on our Facebook page. I'm thinking I might put together like a montage of different Lazzi to post on our Facebook page to show what we've been working on, but we will definitely share them with the class in our Zoom meeting next week. So make sure to get those in by this week. If you have trouble sending them, I've had trouble sometimes sending videos via email. Just message me or text me and we can figure something out. But yeah, so I'm really excited. If you have any questions, if this is a little bit confusing, please message me. Don't just panic. I will also attach a video of myself doing a Lazzo, kind of that I actually did the other day. So it's actually a present times Lazzo. For an example, it's not a surprise Lazzo, I'll say this. But mine is inspired by today and the COVID-19 crisis situation. But it's funny and that kind of thing. So anyways, I'm really excited to see your Lazzi and I guess I'll talk to you all next week. Thank you all so much and stay safe. Continue washing your hands and have fun. Okay. See y'all next week.